Ever wonder why Pringles don't come in a bag like other chips? It's because they're not chips at all. These stackable snacks are actually only 42% potato. The rest? A secret mix that took years to perfect. We're pulling back the curtain on this $3 billion snack empire. You'll see the surprising ingredients and cutting-edge tech that make Pringles so addictively stackable. From special molds to high-tech ovens, we'll reveal the unique process behind their iconic shape. Ready to uncover the truth about your favorite snack? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what goes into making Pringles so irresistible. Let's dive in. Ever wonder why Pringles don't come in a bag like other chips? Well, we're about to uncover the secret behind these uniquely stackable snacks. Pringles were developed in the 1960s by Procter & Gamble, who wanted to create a perfect chip that wouldn't break or go stale. The result? A snack that's only 42% potato. That's right, less than half. The rest is a carefully crafted mix that took years to perfect. Look at those giant mixers over there. They're combining potato flakes with cornstarch, rice flour, and wheat starch. Now watch as water gets added to the mix. It's forming a dough, but it doesn't look like what you'd expect. Instead of a smooth ball, it looks more like wet sand or even Play-Doh. This special blend is what makes Pringles so unique. It's why they stack so neatly without breaking, and why they have that melt-in-your-mouth texture we all love. The corn and rice add a subtle sweetness, while the wheat gives them that satisfying crunch. Now let's take a closer look at that dough. See how it's being spread out on those huge sheets? It's incredibly thin and uniform. This is crucial for getting that perfect Pringle shape later on. The precision here is amazing. Each sheet needs to be exactly the right thickness. You might be wondering why they go through all this trouble. Well, it's all about consistency. With this method, every single Pringle comes out the same shape and thickness. It's like the snack world's version of identical twins. But there's more to it than just looks. This special mix is also what gives Pringles their unique flavor and texture. It's why they're not quite a chip, not quite a cracker, but something entirely their own. Check out those huge rollers over there. They're cutting the dough into oval shapes. These will become our individual Pringles. But they're not curved yet. That comes next in a pretty cool way. Let's see how they transform these flat ovals into the iconic hyperbolic paraboloid shape we all know and love. Now, let's dive deeper into the Pringles making process and witness the most crucial part yet. Remember those flat oval shapes we saw earlier? They're about to transform in a way that'll amaze you. Check out this massive machine. It's not your typical snack factory equipment. It's actually more common in the paper industry. But here, it's the key to creating that famous Pringles curve. Look at that giant roller. It's applying an incredible 4 tons of pressure to the dough. Watch as the sheet moves along the conveyor belt, spreading out thinner and thinner. It ends up just 1 millimeter thick, about as thin as a credit card. The dough sheet is moving so fast it's like a giant piece of paper flying through the machine. But don't look away or you'll miss what happens next. Up ahead is a huge cutting machine. As the thin sheet reaches it, something incredible happens. The cutter slices through the dough, creating perfect oval shapes called doyles. These are the secret to why Pringles stack so neatly in the can. The precision here is mind-blowing. It's like trying to cut a perfectly straight line on a piece of paper while riding a roller coaster. Every cut needs to be exact, or the whole process falls apart. But we're not done yet. These doyles are still flat, and we all know Pringles have that iconic curve. So how do they get it? Well, that's the real magic we're about to see. The flat ovals are now heading towards another machine that looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. This is where the flat doyles will become the curvy Pringles we know and love. It's amazing to think about the engineering behind this. Each oval needs to be precisely the right size and thickness for the next step to work. Even a tiny variation could throw everything off. You might be surprised to learn that Pringles aren't just sliced potatoes. This unique method allows for perfect consistency in every single chip. No more broken pieces at the bottom of the container. Stay tuned, because we're about to see how these flat ovals become the curved chips we all recognize. The transformation is so quick you won't believe your eyes. All right, folks, we've seen how those flat ovals become perfectly shaped Pringles. But hold on to your hats because we're about to witness the most crucial part of the process. Remember how we talked about perfect consistency in every chip? Well, There's one more step that turns these curved snacks into the addictive Pringles we can't stop munching on. Let's head over to the next part of the factory. See that massive machine over there? That's the heart of Pringles production. This is where the magic really happens. Watch closely as those oval shapes drop into the hot oil. The temperature in there is a whopping 392 degrees Fahrenheit. That's way hotter than your kitchen fryer at home. Listen to the sizzle as the chips hit the oil. It's like a tiny thunderstorm in there. Now check this out. Inside the fryer, there's a special mold. As the chips cook, this mold gives them that signature saddle shape we all know and love. These chips only stay in the oil for 11 seconds. That's right, just 11 seconds. Look at how fast they're moving. In just 11 seconds, each chip gets cooked and shaped. It's like watching a choreographed dance of snack making. Here's a cool bit of science for you. That curved shape is called a hyperbolic paraboloid. Sounds fancy, right? But this shape is the secret to why Pringles stack so neatly in the can. The curve helps distribute stress evenly, making the chips stronger and less likely to break. Plus, it gives them that satisfying crunch when you bite into them. Compare this to regular potato chips, which are typically fried in a flat bed of oil. Those chips come out all different shapes and sizes. But Pringles, each one is a perfect clone of the next. Now, as these perfectly curved chips come out of the fryer, they're golden and crispy. But we're not done yet. These naked Pringles need some flavor. Let's move down the line to see what happens next. Those freshly fried chips are zooming along the conveyor belt. But here's a question for you. How do they get that flavor to stick to every single chip? Stick around because you're about to see a flavor explosion that would make most snacks crumble. Now, let's see what happens to those golden curved chips as they zoom along the conveyor belt. They're about to get a flavor makeover that'll blow your mind. Did you know Pringles come in over 160 flavors worldwide? That's a lot of seasoning to keep track of. Check out that big machine up ahead. It looks like a giant flavor waterfall, doesn't it? Watch closely as the chips move under it. See how the seasoning only coats one side? That's not an accident. It's all part of the plan to give you maximum flavor in every bite. Look at those massive containers next to the seasoning machine. They're filled with different spices and flavorings. Can you believe they use over 5,952 pounds of spices every day? That's more seasoning than most of us will use in a lifetime. Now, here's something cool. Remember how we talked about the unique shape of each chip? Well, that shape plays a big role in the seasoning process too. The curve helps the seasoning stick to the chip just right. It's like each Pringle is giving the seasoning a little hug. Let's take a closer look at the seasoning process. See how the chips move under that flavor shower? It's quick, but each chip gets the perfect amount of seasoning. This method makes sure you get a burst of flavor with every crunch. You might be wondering, what's the most popular flavor? Well, in the US, it's sour cream and onion. Imagine how much of that creamy, tangy seasoning they go through each day. But here's the thing, not every chip makes the cut. Even after all this careful seasoning, there's still one more step to go. The chips need to pass a rigorous quality check before they can be packed up and sent to stores. Let's take a closer look at how Pringles ensures only the best chips make it to your can. We've seen how Pringles get their perfect shape and tasty seasoning, but there's one more crucial step before these chips can make it to your snack shelf. It's time to peek into a special room where the fate of every Pringle is decided. Look at this room with its unusual red lighting. It's not a trendy nightclub. It's actually a top-secret taste testing area. The red light serves a purpose. It masks visual differences, allowing taste testers to focus solely on flavor. Our brains often associate taste with appearance, so this clever setup ensures unbiased judgments. See those people sitting at tables with plates of Pringles in front of them? They're not just having a snack break. These are highly trained flavor experts. It takes months of rigorous training to become a Pringles taste tester. They learn to identify subtle flavor notes, evaluate texture, and assess overall chip quality. Watch how carefully they pick up each chip. See how they place it on their tongue, seasoned side down? That's not just for show. It's the best way to get the full flavor experience. They're checking for specific criteria: the perfect crunch, ideal seasoning distribution, and that unmistakable Pringles taste. Now, here's where things get intense. These experts judge each chip against strict standards. They're looking for consistent flavor, proper texture, and the right amount of seasoning. Any chip that doesn't measure up could spell trouble. And here's the kicker. If even one chip doesn't make the grade, the whole batch gets tossed out. That's right, one subpar chip and it's game over for thousands of its crispy companions. Talk about high standards. Let's take a closer look at how these taste testers work. They're not just munching away. They're using all their senses to judge each chip. Listen closely, and you might hear the satisfying crunch as they bite down. That sound is just as important as the taste when it comes to the perfect Pringle. You know, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. Every single Pringle in every single can has gone through this rigorous testing process. That's a lot of chip tasting. But it's all to make sure that when you pop open a can of Pringles, you know exactly what you're going to get. A perfectly crisp, flavorful chip every single time. All right, we've seen how Pringles pass the taste test, but now it's time for the grand finale. Ever wonder why these chips come in that iconic can instead of a regular bag? Well, get ready for a packaging revelation that'll make you see Pringles in a whole new light. Let's head over to the packaging area. Look at those stacks of perfectly curved chips moving down the line. See how they're nestled together like a crispy tower? That's no accident. The unique shape of each Pringle lets them stack up neatly without breaking. Now check out these cool machines. They're grabbing those stacks and gently lowering them into the familiar Pringles cans. It's amazing how smoothly they slide in, right? This is where that hyperbolic paraboloid shape we talked about earlier really comes in handy. Each chip fits perfectly with its neighbors, creating a snug little potato family in every can. Compare this to traditional chip bags, where you often find a jumble of broken pieces at the bottom. Pringles' packaging method is a game changer in the snack world. Now, see that special lid being placed on top? It's not just for show. It's designed to keep your Pringles fresh and crispy from the moment they leave the factory until you pop open the can at home. Imagine the satisfaction of peeling off that lid and seeing that perfect stack of chips waiting for you. It's like unwrapping a present every time. But there's more to these cans than meets the eye. They're actually more eco-friendly than you might think. While traditional chip bags are often made from mixed materials that are hard to recycle, Pringles cans are mostly paper-based, making them a more sustainable choice for snack packaging. Look at how sturdy these cans are. They're built to protect your precious chips during shipping. No more crushed snacks or half-empty bags. When you buy a can of Pringles, you know exactly what you're getting, a full stack of perfectly intact chips. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. From those humble potato flakes we saw at the beginning to these neatly stacked cans, every step of the Pringles process is designed for one thing: to give you the perfect chip every time you reach into that can. Let's wrap up our Pringles adventure. We've seen how these snacks transform from potato flakes to perfectly stacked chips. It's amazing how those curved crisps in your can went through such a journey. Think about the most surprising step in the Pringles process. Was it the special dough mix or that wild hyperbolic paraboloid shape? Each chip is a little masterpiece of snack engineering. What other snacks do you think could benefit from this level of precision? Share your ideas in the comments, and if you enjoyed this Pringles peek, you'll love our next video about ice cream production. We'll show you how science and creativity combine to make your favorite frozen treats. It's going to be sweet,